Greetings, everybody. Welcome to our second session of. We're already running ahead. We're already moving ahead. We're in our second daf of Rif on Brachos. We will endeavor to give one on Friday also. But even though we're not going to be giving on Shabbos. Makes no difference. We'll still be running ahead of where the regular cycle of daf Yomi is, because I say the Rif is the concise version of Griffith, the concise version of the Talmud, like we explained yesterday. Go seek yesterday's installment of this series. We did Maseches, Brachos, the whole introduction on what the Rif and what the Rif is about. But simply put, he is the concise Talmud of the opinion that we rule. So he does not record opinion. Focuses on the opinion that we rule like, but in the file of the Gemara of why that opinion holds that opinion and the why the halacha is like that opinion. It does not deal with the other opinions that the Talmud ultimately reject. Now we're in the second daf in Rif. So, so in the Mishnah, it had said that you could read Shema, according to Rabbi Lezer, only until the first third of the night. After that, you missed the obligation. You missed the mitzvah of the Shema of the night. Chachamim said until Chatzos, until midnight. And Regamil said until daybreak, Amud HaShachar. So with that in mind, it says the Rif summarized the Talmud on that as follows. Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel said Rav Yehuda named Shmuel, halacha k'Rabban Gamliel. The halacha is like Rabban Gamliel. They say that really the obligation of saying Shema is really all night until daybreak, as it will be explained later. That which Chacham argued Rabban Gamliel was not to say that the obligation ceases at midnight. It was just to safeguard that a person should endeavor to say Shema before midnight, lest he fall asleep and miss the mitzvah. Because the next time when he'll wake up, it might be daybreak. It might be after daybreak. But of course, the by biblical law, the halacha is like Rabbi Gamliel. Tanya, we learned in the Brachos. Shimon ben Yochai says, there are times a person can actually read Kriya Shema twice in the same night. Right? Just do it like this. Read one right before dawn. Right? You mean like read the Kriya Shema technically during the same time stretch. So you could read two Kriya Shemas back to back and fulfill the Kriya Shema of the night and the Kriya Shema of the day. Read one Kriya Shema right before Amud HaShachar, right before dawn, and read Kriya Shema again right after dawn. And you can now fulfill two obligations, just minutes apart. The Kriya Shema of the night, you fulfilled what you said right before dawn, and the Kriya Shema of the day you fulfilled by repeating Kriya Shema almost immediately again, just was after dawn. So now Rav Acha, the son of Rav Chanina, said the name of Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi that the halacha is indeed like Rav Shimon bar Yochai. Now the Rif will qualify that. The halacha is like this Rav Shimon bar Yochai, but it's not necessarily the right thing to do. It can only be done in extraneous circumstances, like we'll explain. But this is the halacha. This is indeed the halacha that you could rely on, as we're going to learn in times of times of stress. That you could actually read two Kriya Shemas back to back. One is your night Shema, one is your day Shema. If right in between those two Shemas, dawn, so you can read one a minute before dawn, one a minute after dawn, like literally 2 minutes later, and you're say Shema twice, and that is the halacha. Even though, like we're going to learn, that's not what you should do. Not what you should do. You know, if you could do it better, as we will learn. The time of Shem by Ochai Omer, Mishum Ribikiv, Barashal Korosh, Yeshbashte Poem, Beyom Echad, Kormetcha, Bachmit Chama, Yotre Dechos, Achashel, Bachashel, Laila. Ravacha, Barav Lichanina, Rishul Lev, Elocha Kareb Shimon by Ochai. So there are those that had sent over this statement of Rav Acha, the son of Nina, and the name of Yeshua ben Levi, regarding a different din of Rav Shimon bar Yochai, right? That Rav Shimon bar Yochai said name of Rabbi Akiva, that one could say Shema, so back to back, but in between these two Shmas is actually sunrise, not dawn, but sunrise. That happens, like in our region, that happens 72 minutes later. The crack of dawn till this actual ball of the sun arises above the horizon. Right. So he had said that you could read Shema once before sunrise, once after sunrise, and also fulfill Shema of the day and the Shema of the night. And regarding that statement of Rishon bar Yochai, yes, the halacha is like that also. As we're going to see, the Rif is going to explain to us that there's no contradiction. Both these rulings could have indeed been said by Rishon bar Yochai and are indeed the halacha in extraneous circumstances, like we will explain. But regarding this second version of Rav Shimon bar Yochai, which Rav Shimon bar Yochai said in the name of Rabbi Akiva, you can read Shema twice, back to back. Once right before sunrise, once again immediately following sunrise, and you could be able to say Shema twice. The Shema of the night, of the night before, and the Shema of the day. Right, so Rabbi Zera said, regarding if you're reading the Shema, the Shema of night right before sunrise, after dawn, but before sunrise, there's one bracha that you'll lose. We have at night, two brachas, Nemarev, two brachas that precede Shema, two brachas that come after Shema. Wow, Yisrael and Hashkivenu, Shomer Amoy Solad. But that last bracha of Hashkivenu and Shomer Amoy Solad, that bracha is, if you read it, it's going on, God, we're going to sleep now, guard us while we're asleep. Well, since you're reading the night Shema, after dawn, just getting in right before sunrise, people don't go to sleep at that time. That's wake up time. So you forfeit that if you're saying the night Shema after dawn, just before sunrise, right? So even you could still technically fulfill the mitzvah of the night Shema, because a lot of people are still asleep until sunrise, but it's no time to go to sleep. It's a time to wake up. So you forfeit the bracha of Hashkivein. Now the Rif says everything that we did right now is all true. The first statement of Rav Shimon bar Yochai, that you can read Kriyat Shema twice, once before dawn and once after dawn, and fulfill with that the Shema of the night and the Shema of the day, and that's before and after dawn, respectively. All right, and also the other statement of Shimon bar Yochai is also true, that you could also read Shema, two Shema's back to back, one before sunrise, one after sunrise, and be yotzei the Shema of the night and the Shema of the day. And that halacha is also true. And of course, the appendage to that second halacha is that when you're reading the night Shema so late, it's already after dawn, just still before sunrise, you don't make hashkivenu anymore, because it's wake up time. It's not time to go to sleep. Right? So all the statements that we learned so far today are all true. They are all the halacha, says the Rif. Right? Right? So now, but there's a difference, right? First of all, that which we're going to learn by Yochai both said you can read Shema until dawn. That's on a secondary basis. Meaning, B'diavad, you missed midnight. You missed midnight. You could still say it, yeah, yeah. So it's on a B'diavad, it was not the right thing to do. You missed Chatzos. You missed midnight already. Yeah, so indeed, you still have the mitzvah to say Shema until dawn. But that wasn't the right thing to do. It's just it happened already. You missed the chatzos. You missed midnight. And now, not only that, not only if it happened, right, but if you did so on purpose, wrong thing to do. A person should fulfill the opinion of the Chachamim and say Shema before half the night goes by. But nonetheless, if on purpose you missed midnight, you just couldn't be bothered. Still, the halacha is, wasn't the right thing to do, but you still have to say Shema with all the brachos until dawn. Until dawn. Right? That's not what you should do, even though if it happened, that's what you should do. But you should not miss midnight. The Tanya, as we learned in the Brisa. A person should not come, Chazal said, our sages said, a person should not come from the field or the workplace at night and say, I'll go to my house, I'll eat a little bit, I'll drink a little bit, I'll sleep a little bit, and then I'll get up and I'll say Shema and Daven Mariv. Because if he will be grabbed by will overcome him, right? He'll end up sleeping all night. Ella, so rather, what should a person do? A person comes back from the field at night, and in those days there was no outdoor lighting, so there's no lights, and the streets for sure were pitch black. So people used to come back, from the fields already, while it was still a little bit light outside. So a person comes towards evening, from the field because you can't work in the dark, right? Let him go while there's still a little bit of light outside. Let him go to the shul or to the yeshiva where they learn. If he is a person that's accustomed to learning Chumash, during these few minutes while it's still light outside, let him learn Chumash. If he's a person that learns Milah or the oral law, let him learn that. And then totally dark. Or a Kriya Shval Spal, we read Shema and he davens. Over and anyone who wantonly, without any conscience, transgresses the words of our sages, deserves death. And we have to respect the edicts of our sages, right? Let's speak out that which we many people do eat supper and then go out to stick to as an average shomer and not a routine, then that's the halacha. We have to be careful about this, myself included, right? If you know you have no one to remind you and you have no routine minyan that you go to, right? So as soon as it gets dark, you start right away. ועוד רבי שמעון בר יוחאי כל שושו שער ואת קוראים נצחם דווקא בשעה שכח וששיכור או חולה Avolim also came b'mezid or b'pshila to the chobraso. Right. So now this is regarding the first statement. Everything we said so far is regarding the first statement of Shir Bachai. You have until daybreak. Dawn to say Shema. That's if you missed midnight, which you should not plan to do so. But if you miss midnight, even on purpose, you still have until daybreak. But the other statement of Shema, that you can even say the Shema of Mariv even until sunrise. Even until sunrise. Oh, that is only if it was an emergency, right? That you were sick, right? Or you were stone drunk, right? But if you did it, on purpose, you missed dawn on purpose, or even you were negligent, you didn't miss dawn on purpose, but you started, giving endorsing going to movies. Let's say you started a movie at 3 a.m., and whatever, you got engrossed in the movie, lost track of time, and by the time the movie over, it's already after dawn. Let's say dawn is at 4:45, 5 a.m. As an example, it was a 2-hour movie, right? So, but you were negligent by starting a movie at 3 a.m. instead of davening after dawn, provided that's before sunrise. That is a special leniency only for those who really, really had circumstances beyond their control, right? They were either sick or stone drunk. But anyone who purposely missed dawn, whether it's on purpose, literally, because he just couldn't care less, or, he was negligent, and his negligence caused him to miss dawn, that you do not have the right. The ruling that was Ben Levi at a circumstance that arose as such. And we have to be careful to keep the precedent where this ruling of Rishur Ben Levi was set. Right, Rishur Ben Levi could rely on Rishur Bar Chai to even say the night Shema after dawn, as long as it's before sunrise. We have to see that, we have to be very exacting where Rishur Ben Levi okayed that, and if we're very exacting about the circumstances, we will see it as exactly as we said. It is exactly as we said, that what is only in a case of onus, real duress, extenuating circumstances. The person either stone drunk or sick, right? What was the case, right? Right, Damrinan, as we say, Kiyos Rav Yitzchak Rav Yosef, when Rav Yitzchak Rav Yosef, the son of came, Omar, he said, Levi said, one could rely on this statement of Shimon Bar Yochai. They could even say the night Shema after dawn, provided that it's before sunrise. He didn't actually say that you could always say it after dawn, but rather it was something that we figured out from something else that he said. There was these two rabbis that became stone drunk at the party, I guess, the wedding of the son of Rishur Ben Levi. Lo Korkishman didn't read Kriya Shema. I guess it was a really wild all-night affair. So they got drunk at the beginning of the party, and they didn't end up reading Shema. And it was, and they woke up after dawn, right? Also, coming to Shur Ben Levi, so they came for Shur Ben Levi when they woke up, and it was already after dawn. Amar Lahu, and he told them, you may rely on Reb Shimon in extenuating circumstances, in pressing circumstances, right? So we have to copy all the details of the precedent. He said to these people who got stone drunk, right, and missed saying Shema before dawn. because of drunkenness. It rapidly became circumstances beyond their control. Right? I guess they get drunk at a reasonable. They didn't first get drunk at 3 a.m. Right? It's story about that they got drunk, while they had the whole night ahead of them, and reasonable time ahead of them, and that's it. But drunk is drunk, and they were out cold, right? So only if they were like stone drunk or something like being sick, which is parallel to being stone drunk, and they had done it while the whole night was ahead of them, not like at the last minute, so there was no negligence, and they were not they didn't miss dawn out of negligence, and certainly not on purpose. And just in those circumstances, you may say the night Shema even after dawn. Okay, now regarding also the other ruling, an earlier ruling that we said in Shemachai. V'chein hodam rishon b'yochai. The palmin damar palmin shalom korek special chakras lachshem rishachar b'diavad hu. Inai b'shascho kamisha mashke b'tzei derech v'kayotze bo aval chatchila lo. Right. So now also that going back to the original Sefer Shim B'Yachai, you could say Shema twice, once before dawn, and once before dawn is even if you missed midnight on purpose. Until dawn, you still have the full benefit of saying Shema with all the brachos, even though it was the wrong thing to do if you could have helped it, but you still have the full benefits even if you did it if you transgressed and missed chatzos, midnight on purpose. You could still say Shema with all the four brachos Kiryat Shema if it's before dawn, and you could say Shema immediately afterwards if dawn was in between, right? If it crossed over the dawn border, you can say Shema again and be finished with chakras. That which reading Shema immediately after dawn, allows you to fulfill your obligation of the Shema of the morning. That is not the first primary course of action. That is only if you are not going to have a chance to say Shema again, right? Or you're traveling and the convoy's leaving, so this is your only opportunity to say the morning Shema, right? So otherwise you are not supposed to. You are, as we're going to learn later in Rif later on this in Maseches Brachos, the real time to say Shema is when you could recognize a friend of yours who's standing within 8 feet of you. It's like back in their days where there was no outdoor light, no street lamps, right? Or another version, another opinion holds. You could tell the difference between the white string of the tzitzis and the blue string of the tzitzis. I do believe the ruling is like we'll see in Rif ourselves. I do believe the ruling is like the first way that I said. These are two different. They're very close, but these are two different time slots that were said. There's enough light outside to either distinguish between the blue of the tzitzis and the white of the tzitzis, or I think the version that we were like is that there's enough light outside to recognize a friend, that he's not your best friend, but he's not a total stranger. He's something in between, an acquaintance, I guess we call it in our jargon. You have to be able to recognize him within 8 feet. There's that of light outside, so which is and these descriptions of the amount of light to distinguish between blue and white, or distinguish recognize your friend within 8 feet. These are later than dawn, right? So that's the real time to say Shema, because people are generally still sleeping at the crack of dawn, right? But crack of dawn is good enough if there's no other alternative. Because you did it already, and then you forgot about reading Shema again, or you just had no other choice because you had to travel. And working people do rely on this. People have to work and have a long to the city. It's also called like no worse than a traveler. So some people daven shacharitz even during the winter in the pitch black not pitch black. I'm exaggerating. It's after dawn. It's after dawn. But they daven, Shema, very early. If there's no choice, there's no choice. The no choice, there's no choice. Okay, so that also has to be noted that which you could fulfill the obligation of the morning Shema, right, immediately after dawn. That's also only if there is no other choice. It doesn't have to be under absolute duress, but it means that you're too busy. It would be very hard to do it any later than that. Okay. Amar Mar, we said before, we quoted the Chazal, statement of Chazal that said that, the way to do it is that, come back from work, people back in those days came back outside, which by we had this halacha in Hanukkah just so recently. Hanukkah, it was still just this past week feels like so long ago, right? It was Hanukkah just a few days ago. The original Talmudic time which is still fulfilled in the land of Israel. They keep the Rambam and the Gra literally, which is the literal reading of the Gemara. They used to light Hanukkah candles at sunset, right? And it should be for the first half an hour because that's so long there are people in the marketplace, right? Because that's it. People came home while there was still a little bit of light outside at sunset. And people only lingered in the marketplace for half an hour max. And the Gemara explains, Gemara with Rashi, the only people who lingered there were the firewood salesmen. Because the person comes over and says, oops, no firewood. So the firewood salesman would linger for another half an hour until the people that realize they don't have firewood, that forgot to buy it, will come out again. So they had a great extra half an hour of business for the people that needed their product. And that's why the Chazal instituted lighting Hanukkah candles from sunset when people first come home to the half an hour. That's as much as they linger, right? So anyway, but getting back to our case at hand, right? So the Gemara, which the Rif is summarizing, wants to make an inference. Chazal said, when you come back from the field and while it's still a little bit light outside, go to shul or go straight to the yeshiva, learn a little bit, whatever you're accustomed to learning, and then at Tzeisa Kochavim, when the stars come out, like we learned yesterday, say Shema and daven. So it wants to make an inference from the words say Shema and daven. Look how seriously the Talmud took the words of any sage from Mishnah times so seriously. Even though so inferred everything from even the works of their contemporary. They said like this. So it said, say Shema and daven Mariv. Right? So it said, Krishma Umispam. The wording of say Shema and daven supports the opinion of Rabbi Yomi, which is the way we rule. The Omar that says, Ezu ben Olam Haba, who is a person that merits to the world to come. That's a cool of showers, that he also associates, puts together the bracha of Al Yisrael of the night together with Shmon Esrei. Meaning everyone agrees you have to do that by the day. That immediately by the morning, Shachris, we say the final bracha on Shema, of the Shachris Shema. Baruch atah Hashem, Al Yisrael, Geula, God, redeem us. And we start Hashem Tzvasai Tifla, go right into Shmon Esrei. That's called Smichas Geula Tefillah. And let me give you a little hint for tonight's philosophical mimer, at 10:15, you catch it live, not catch recording, but smichas gula, we have to put the gula together with tefillah. The Zohar in this week's parsha says that's a precursor that was Yosef, was gula, coming close to Yehuda, which is tefillah. Gula and tefillah belong together. But Rabbi Yochanan came to say that you don't just do it by shachar at night also. The Gal Yisrael of Mariv has to be very, near, be without separation, be connected to Hashem Tzvasai Tifla, going into the Shmon Esrei of Mariv, right? If you did it at night also, then you deserve Olam Haba, right? And this is, in opposition to the opinion of Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, right? Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi saw Omer, but Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi holds feels be'emtza tiknun. Yehoshua ben Levi holds that all the Shmona Esreis, all the Amidas, of the three davenings are all in the middle of the two shmas. Right? That's how that in the morning he agrees. Everyone agrees. In the morning you first read Shema and then you daven Shachris. Right? You daven the Shmon Esrei Shachris. Ubishas Mincha Mispal as well. And then of course Mincha time you say the Shmon Esrei Mincha. And at night Mispal Tiltz Erev you say the Shmon Esrei Marav Va'achar Kach, and after that Korah Kriya Shema, you read the Shema of the night. Nitza Kriya Shema Shel Shachas B'Tchila Hasayom B'Kriya Shema Shel Arvis B'Tchila Salayla B'Tfilas Kulam Be'emtza. So comes Chashuv and Levi. The ideal way is you have Shema before all the three Shmona Esrei, the Shema of the morning. You have Shema of night at the beginning of night, right? Because you like we learned supposed to daven, say the Shema of night as soon as possible, as soon as it gets stuck, and as soon as the obligation sets in, and all the Shemona Esreis of Shachris and Mincha are in between the Shema of the morning and the Shema of night. That is the opinion of Shua ben Levi. Then for whatever reason that he believed that's the way it ought to be, right? But says the Rif, the lesson that can be gleaned from the Talmud, right? That is that we do not paskin like Rabbi Shua ben Levi, right? The Kaima Rabbi Yochanan, rather we paskin like Rabbi Yochanan, which is the way we do it. At night we say the Shema of the night, the Marav Shema with the Brachos that surround it first, and then we go directly into Shemona Esrei. So we do it at night, the same way we do it by Shachris in the morning. Right, the Tanya decided, and one of the reasons, if not the reason is because you see that this statement of our sages come from the field, go to shul, learn, and then say Shema and daven. Just by the way they worded it, and said learn and then say Shema and daven. By the way they just said it, we inferred that that's the correct way to do it, like Rav Yochanan, say Shema and Daven. Shema first, Shema of Marav first, and then Shema next. Now, even though you have to say Hashkiveinu, you might ask, we don't do it at night because we don't say go from God Yisrael to Hashem Tzvasai Tiftach. There's the bracha of Hashkiveinu, in between. Right? Now, even though we have to between God Yisrael and Shmona, so we have to say the bracha Mashkiveinu, which ends Shomer Amoitzalat. Lav Mitzaku. That's not called a hefsek, right? It does not break up the continuity. The King of Rabban Kula Richta Damya Chazal said to say Ashkiveinu, you must say it. Right, so it's considered to be an appendage to Geula, so it's like one long Geula. So the Ashkiveinu is like an extension of Gal Yisrael, so it's like one long Geula until Shomer Ma'asalat. It all belongs to what's called Geula. So you indeed associate and align and connect Geula to Tefillah. So it's Geula Rechta Damya. Utzila Shadai boys Tefillah Vapisha B'Tchil Ma'Hashem Tzvasai Titach Keduron Hashem Tzvasai Titach. Ketfila arichta damya. Right, so now you might ask, hey, be it Shachris, be it Mariv, either way, there's another problem. There's a pasuk that we say, Hashem Svasai Tiftach Ufi Yagid. There's a pasuk, right? The Shmonas is called 18 blessings, right? And so the 18 blessings, it's really 19 because they added Villa Malchinim at a later part in history. Not too much later, whatever. Actually, over 200 years later, more than 20 years later, when they had problems with the people that would snitch to the Roman authorities. So it's like 300 years later, right? It was originally 18. That's why it's called Shmona Esrei, but it then became 19. That when they had problems with the snitchers to the Roman Empire, they added the 19th blessing, right? So, but it's all we kept on calling it Shmona Esrei because it was originally 18. Right, so these blessings start from Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Gazeh. Blessed are you, Hashem, our Lord of our forefathers. And there's this pasuk Hashem Tzvasai Tifta. Right, so doesn't that pasuk break up the continuity that they're supposed to be, the unbroken continuity that they're supposed to be? Gula and Tefillah says no. Since Chazal legislated, you have to open up Shmona Esrei with that pasuk, it's like a extension, it's like an appendage onto Shemona Esrei. So it's tefillah, it's like one long tefillah. So since you have to add Ashkivenu to the brachas of Kriya Shema, you don't have a choice. So it's considered to be an extension of Gula. And since you must append, Chazal demanded that you append this pasuk to the brachas of Shemona Esrei, it's considered to be one long tefillah, right? So in either scenario, there is no break. There is no break in the requisite continuous connection between Gula and Tefillah. I think it was clear enough. All right, we did more than a daf. So look how great this is. And we did more than a daf without speaking fast and without under-explaining anything. Enjoy the riff. If you have the riff, you have what the Talmud wanted you to know. Okay, well, I believe that we'll do another one before Shabbos, but either way, I'm telling you folks, we're already even ahead of the curve. But hopefully we'll have on Shabbos the fact that we'll have on Friday, I meant to say, hey, I said we'll have on Friday. I meant to say we'll have on Friday. Even though we don't make up for Shabbos, we don't make up, riff for Shabbos. Riff is so concise, we'll still be ahead of the curve, even though we only do it 6 days a week, not 7. All right. I hope I'll see you all tonight at 10:15 at the live mimer. Have a good night. Subscribe. I don't know yet what time I'm going to do this tomorrow. So subscribe to the channel and you'll get notifications. That's the best. Subscribe and get notifications, and you'll be on top of the situation. So subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. And also check out our website, evanshasiya.com. Check out our website. It's good stuff. Lots of good stuff on the Parsha and lots and lots of stuff. And 10:15 tonight, 10:15 p.m. Thursdays, live mimer on the Parsha. Right? All right, take care, everybody.